Hello family, I hope you're doing great. Today I want to talk about the 4 things you can do to see results faster and consistently in your training. It doesn't matter if you're training 3, 4, or 5 days a week. If you follow these 4 things, you will continue to see results regardless of everything else. So let's go ahead and keep going with the video. So the main principle, and maybe you've heard this before, in order to see progress and continue to see progress in your training is progressive overload. Progressive overload is basically just doing more with time. Training more intense, doing more volume, or just doing any of the variables that are gonna make you better in your training. Okay? You have to get better. If you are maybe doing an exercise at home, maybe push-ups, in order to see more results, you'll need to progress into a harder variation of that push-up. You know? For example, clapping push-ups. If you're going to the gym and you are doing a set with 10 pounds, in order to continue to see results over time, you'll eventually have to do those same exercises, those same sets, but with more weight. So, the first thing you can do to achieve progressive overload is to do more reps. This one is the more basic one, but it's still one of the best way to achieve progression in your training. Let me explain. Imagine you are on the gym, maybe at your house, I don't know, and you're doing a set, 3 sets of 10 push-ups with 60 seconds of rest in between every set. Okay? Now, in order to achieve progressive overload, the next training session that you do, you'll have to do those same 3 sets with the same rest in between, but you'll need to do 11 reps each set, or maybe 11 on the first set, 10 on the second, and 10 on the third. And then the next training session, maybe you'll do 11 on your first set, 11 on your second set, and then on your third set. And that's a way you'll achieve progressive overload by increasing your reps. Okay? Of course, you can do this with every exercise. Okay? Let's say you start with 10 reps. Then you'll do 11, then 12, then 13, 14, 15 reps. And we can go on. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna be able to do maybe more than 15 reps per exercise. Okay? So even in this first and really good way of progression, there's gonna be a cap. Okay? We don't wanna be wasting a lot of time once we already can perform a lot of reps of a given exercise. So we're going to move to the second way of progressive overload, which is adding more weight. Okay? So let's say you start with the same example we used at the beginning of this video, the push-up. You started with 3 sets of 10 reps. Then you were able to do 11. Then you were able to do 14. Then you were able to do 15, 16, okay? At that point, a better idea in order to increase your intensity and volume will not be just adding more reps. Now the best way to achieve progressive overload will be to add a little bit more weight to the exercise. Let's say now you wear a backpack with, I don't know, 10 pounds on it. And then maybe you're able to perform 3 sets of push-ups, but with weight on your body, with those 10 pounds added to your body. So maybe you'll be able to do 11 reps again, 12 reps, okay? Then you'll progress with reps until you're able to hit 15 reps per set. And then you increase the weight again. Maybe you add 5 more pounds or 10 more pounds, I don't know. And then with that weight, with that new weight, you will be able to do maybe 3 sets of 11 or 12 reps. And that's the way you use the first 2 variables, or the first 2 ways of achieving progressive overload. You do more reps of an exercise. Once you hit 15, maybe a little bit more, with good technique, then you add more weight. And then maybe you'll be able to do a little bit less reps, but that's okay because you're doing it with more weight. You continue to go on until you can do 15 reps with that new weight. And then you add weight again. And that's a really easy way to achieve progressive overload. Now, those are maybe the most common ones, okay? But you have to keep one thing in mind during this training period that you're in if you want to implement these 2 ways of progressive overload the right way. First one is to always keep in mind that technique is key. Do not add reps, do not add weight if your technique is not on point. If you're not doing a full range of motion, if you're not doing the reps slow and with good form, if you just add weight for the sake of adding weight, you'll eventually get hurt, get injured, and believe me, that's not something that you want. Now, let's go to the third way of progressive overload, which is adding more sets. Now, this is a simple way to increase volume. As we did in the first example, adding reps. Now we just add 1 more set. For example, let's say we're doing 3 sets of 10 push-ups. Okay? Okay. So now you'll add a 4th set. So now you're doing 10 more reps in total and you're adding more volume. Okay? So maybe if you're a beginner, 3 sets is alright. But then, when you get stronger, you can simply add 1 more set and you'll be doing more volume, and that way you're achieving progressive overload. And you can do this with every exercise. Now, once again, it has its cons, right? Which is you don't want to be doing 10 sets of every exercise that you do, okay? So I'll say maybe if you are doing an exercise for 3 sets, yeah, adding another set, maybe even 2 more sets, it's fine. But more of that is maybe a waste of time and energy. So once you're doing 4 sets of an exercise, it's better, in my opinion, to use the first 2 ways of progressive overload, which are, once again, adding reps and adding weight. Now, we're going to the 4th way of achieving progressive overload. Make your reps harder. Okay? What does that even mean? Imagine you're doing push-ups. Okay? Once again, same example. Imagine now you're able to do 3 sets of 15 push-ups. Okay? Maybe you say, oh, it's time to add weight. Well, wait for a second. Because maybe you can do the eccentric part, which is the way down, slowly. Maybe if you were doing push-ups like this, now you can take your time on the eccentric for 2, 3, or even 4 seconds. And now the exercise is harder. Okay? Maybe you can make a pause at the bottom. Maybe you can add a half rep in between, you know? And that way, you'll achieve few things. The first one is you'll actually make the exercise harder, which is like the main reason we're doing this. And the second one, before adding weight, before trying to make this change in the load you're actually using, you're gonna be able to have better form. Because if you make the reps harder, you will be able to control your body even more. And that means you'll need to focus even more. And that means you'll need to perfect your technique in every exercise before adding weight. And that, my friend, will save you from thousands of injuries in your lifetime of lifting or in your lifetime of, exercising. Okay? So these were my 4 favorite ways of increasing intensity, increasing volume, and achieving progressive overload. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button right here, hit it, and of course, subscribe for more content. I'll see you on the next video.